Greetings, wanderers. I'm back. And the glasses reflect annoyingly, which is really annoying because I thought I had a nice effect going with those glasses, but no, apparently not. This light had to ruin it. I need to get a backing plate so the light reflects a bit softer, so I'm probably going to do that later on. The channel's been a mess for a long while. You'll actually notice those clip show things that I did as a journal that were total shite. I deleted those. You can look back through them. I'm sorry, but they irritate me, and they remind me now that how horribly uninspired I was to make any of these videos properly. Which is ironic because I have the bare bones of an actual topic, but I usually figure it out. It's fine. It's fine. Actually, I have a book here. I suppose I could talk about that, tell you to read Skullduggery Pleasant, but that's another time. Maybe I'll do like a book recommendation thing. Maybe I'll do a Q&A. I don't actually know. The light's being a bit weird. I'll have to I'll have to actually learn color correction. I should probably do that anyways. That's beside the point. What I do want to talk about actually is something that, it's a topic that sort of interested me since I left school, which is the Irish language. You might call it Gaelic. I refer to it as just Irish because that's always how it was related to me. That's beside the point. Because every person in school that I know despises the language. And when I was in school, I despised the language as well. But ever since I left school, I've been oddly fascinated with it. I really want to learn it because I always acknowledge that when spoken well, it was a really nice sounding language, and it is. But I don't know much of it. I don't know much of it now. I know bits of it, but I'll example that later. But it's such a nice language that everybody hates. Even people who usually like learning language. I think it's just really badly taught or something like that. I can't put my finger on why because I don't know how to competently do it because obviously this is the only language learning I've ever seen. But even my granddad, who's more or less fluent in Irish, I think. I'm not sure if he's actually fluent because it's not like he gets much practice. He acknowledged that he didn't even blame me for really hating it because of how terribly he realised it was taught. And it is badly taught, and that's why everyone hates it, because it's just forced into you, and not conversationally, there's loan words that you just learn with no context of actually how to do the grammar or actually learning to speak a conversation. You just expect, and like by the higher level, sure, you're doing that, but that should be the first thing, surely, and we should understand how to do it and then have the words and the vocabulary to add it. That's how we learn English. We learn how to say, I want Bicky in mouth now. I don't know how to example that properly, admittedly. But I think it's really badly taught, and it's a really nice language. I think even when I speak it, and I'm quite broken and jilted about it, I think, it sounds, and it actually kind of disappoints me that so many people hate it. Even I hated it, when it's such a nice language. I want to actually learn it, but I don't know where to learn it properly. I'm thinking of asking my granddad about it. But I've seen YouTube videos that are about it. Des Bishop did a wonderful series where he learned Irish. He learned a different dialect slightly than me. Where I've learned Irish, I look at videos of Irish and say, oh no, that's not how you're supposed to pronounce that, is it? The word for talk, or one of the words for talk, depending on the context, is conch. I was always taught conch, and if that doesn't look quite conch, does it? But I've seen like kainch. Yeah, it's mainly kainch, which I think actually makes more sense when you look at the letters, surely. But I was always taught it conch me, so it's a bit odd that way. And then I think it's in the north. It sounds very different. It's very difficult to learn it. That was in the Des Bishop series. Now, my Irish teacher for the last few years of my school life was actually pretty good. She's the one who showed us the Des Bishop things. She was good, but it was too little too late, that sort of way. So bless her for trying, but I didn't actually get on with that teacher very well, but I appreciate that she did better than others could. But yes, the only sentence I really, or pair of sentences, depending on how you phrase it, is really justifying why oh really? That's shit. Yeah, so I know enough in Irish to say why I don't speak Irish, because Tá Gaeilge hu fásach agus is fearr an béarla. That's I know more than that. I know Ethan is anam dum, etc., etc. It's also a very oh shit, now I've lost my train of thought. Okay, the structure of the sentence is a bit, in English you say my name is Ethan, in my case. In Irish, to bastardize English for a bit, Ethan is the name on me. Ethan is anam dum. So yeah, we very conveniently have is instead of is. It's a bit odd. I love it that it's a very strangely exclusive language in a weird way. It's sort of one of those nice things about being Irish, because non-Irish people don't know how to read Irish, because especially if you look at any American trying to pronounce Irish names, that's enough for you, but actual words are like that. Like the word will is spelled like this, which is just mean. That's just mean, really. That's a lie. Yeah, it's a really pretty language that I wish more people would actually like and have an interest in, because I'm really bad at languages, so I'm not sure if I'll ever be fluent in it, but it's one of those few languages where I'd actually like to be, because it's just a really pretty language, and it's just... I'm not one for patriotism or cultural heritage for the most part, but recently I don't know. I just feel like I should, because we're a very, very small country, very, very tiny, like 4 million people in the entire, or maybe 5 million by now, but like we have a tiny country, so I feel like the disproportionate pride, the fact that people know what the fuck Ireland is, we have such a good identity. Fair enough, that identity is of a bunch of drunken bastards, but you know, we still have an identity that matters in the larger world. We stand out a fair bit, and I think there's a reason for that. So I feel really connected to that in a really weird way, which is weird because like none of the things I make is in any way like Celtic or Irish based, really. Maybe I should do that more, but I don't know. It's any Irish viewers or any viewers with like a dying native language, I suppose you would call it, in their countries. What do you think about that kind of thing? Do you think it's a language that should die, or do you think it's a language that should be taught or preserved or kept in the vernacular? Or should it just be something for hobbyists like me who really like nice sounding languages, even if they're really bad at learning them? Yeah, it's a big issue that comes up a lot in sort of school circles. People argue about it a lot. Like we have two main certificate like exams. One of them actually went out, so I don't know how the new system really works because it just went out as I went out. We had junior cert, which is the one who went out after our first 3 years of secondary school, and then the next 2 years or 2 or 3 years, depending on whether you did one optional year, you had your leaving cert. So they kept leaving cert, they got rid of junior cert. But I always thought that Irish should be mandatory as it is now up to junior cert, and then it should be a choice. That's always how I thought it should be. I think that's more sensible. But I think it's important to have that basis too, because it's such a dead language that if you weren't forced to a certain degree to learn it, then it would just die immediately. But this way, I think the people who are actually interested in it would then continue to learn it, and it would continue. Anyways, regardless, it's a very small sort of issue that's just in Ireland itself, and I don't know if there's other places with similar issues, but you know, it's just a discussion piece that's been on my mind for a good while now. So yeah, hope you enjoyed that little ramble. By the way, I refurbished my room very slightly. I have a couch basically, and I got rid of my desk there up in another room. This wall is looking very plain if I have my videos here, so what should I put on that? Suggestions in the comments if you want. That frame was up on the wall, but the bloody hooks fell out of the wall, and there's just wee holes in it now, so we'll figure it out. Something with blue tack, preferably, in other words. But yes, I'm rambling again now, so I will sign off and talk to you next time. I'm going to try and get back to this whole YouTube malarkey.